The Russians are determined to break through Ukrainian lines outside Kurakhove, just west of Donetsk in eastern Ukraine. On September 12, the Russians attacked with 46 vehicles, a record for that sector. Exactly a week later on Thursday, they broke their own record and attacked with 52 vehicles. Both attacks failed. The Ukrainian 46th Air Mobile Brigade, holding the line between Donetsk in the east and Kurakhove in the west, fought back with thermite-spewing drones, artillery, tanks, and infantry, and destroyed, disabled, or damaged 44 of the 98 attacking vehicles, while killing 72 Russians on Thursday alone. Whoever of the enemies managed to turn their heels in time, consider them lucky, the 46th Air Mobile Brigade quipped on social media. They will live longer. This staggering wastage of people and equipment is weighing on the Russian offensive in the east, which is mainly focused on capturing the Ukrainian stronghold of Pokrovsk, 20 miles northwest of Kurakhove. The Russian offensive made steady progress starting late last year, rolling over the fortress city of Avdiivka and toward Pokrovsk in violent fits and starts until last month, when Russian troops were just 6 or so miles outside Pokrovsk. Weeks later, those same troops are still 6 miles outside Pokrovsk. The Russian advance on the Pokrovsk direction has slowed, the Ukrainian Center for Defense Strategies noted last week. It's not an isolated development. Russian attacks in Zaporizhzhia, in southern Ukraine, have also slowed, as has the Russian counterattack targeting the Ukrainian salient in Russia's Kursk Oblast. A lack of resources for conducting simultaneous offensive actions on multiple fronts is the main reason for the offensive slowdown, CDS concluded. But the Russians aren't the only ones who are overstretched as Russia's wider war on Ukraine grinds toward its 31st month. The Ukrainians are struggling to mobilize enough people and equipment for their defensive operations in southern and eastern Ukraine and their simultaneous offensive in Kursk. The arrival of fresh brigades from the Ukrainian National Guard helped to stabilize the Eastern Front last month, but there are only a few fully equipped offensive brigades in the National Guard, and it's possible they're all deployed now. The Ukrainian army is standing up 14 new brigades, and could send them east to relieve older brigades that have been fighting for more than a year straight and are badly in need of rest. Perhaps most notably, the elite 47th Mechanized Brigade finally left the line of contact in the east early this month, after fighting for 15 months without a break. But Ukraine has enough modern armored vehicles for just 4 of the 14 new brigades, Ukrainian Premier Volodymyr Zelensky told CNN. These brigades are undamaged but also fragile, haphazardly hurling people and equipment at Ukrainian defenses west of Donetsk. The Russian military is like a bloodied boxer whose strength is fading, but who refuses to tap out. This might be an opportunity for the Ukrainian military to hit back with some powerful blows if it weren't equally exhausted. Russian forces focused their assaults in eastern Ukraine near the embattled town of Kurakhove on Friday as Ukrainian troops tried to hold the line at a critical juncture of the war, Kyiv said. The Russians also pressed towards Ukraine's rail hub of Pokrovsk, about 33 kilometers, 20 miles, north of Kurakhove, in an attempt to open new lines of attack, disrupt Ukrainian logistics, and take control of the rest of the eastern Donetsk region 2.5 years on from Russia's invasion of its neighbor. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has praised his troops for holding their positions in Pokrovsk and Kurakhove, the 2 most difficult sectors in the east. Ukraine's forces are stretched thin, but the military said they had repelled 64 assaults near Kurakhove in the past day, the most intense fighting there this month. The Ukrainian military also reported repelling 36 attacks near Pokrovsk on the same day. Together, the action on these fronts accounted for more than 2/3 of about 140 clashes reported along over 1,000 kilometers, 600 miles, of front lines in the northeast, east, and south of the country in the last day. Kyiv launched a cross-border assault into Russia's Kursk region in early August in the hope of diverting forces from the Eastern Front. The Ukrainians made rapid initial gains before stalling, while the situation around Pokrovsk has remained perilous. In Ukraine's northern Sumy region, a Russian-guided bomb attack on Friday killed 2 people and injured 6 others, including a 4-year-old child, local authorities said. Ukraine used Sumy, which borders Kursk, as a staging ground for its incursion into Russia in August. The settlement of Yampil, about 20 kilometers, 12 miles from the border, was hit with 4 guided bombs, Sumy regional prosecutors said on Telegram. The attack damaged residential houses and a clinic and cut power supplies, the regional military administration said.
Выстрел! Выстрел, да. Подготовить еще.
Выстрел!